What are your goals and expectations for this event?
Well, I think people work really hard on this project. So I would really like that the audience sees that effort that they put into this project. And as the project manager for Plowterra, I'm very excited to showcase our app today. And hopefully we can socialize after the event a little bit.
What do you take away from this project in terms of skills, knowledge, or personal growth?
Okay, so during this project, I learned a lot, like including accessibility, learning like components and stuff. And so my takeaways include confidence and also learning some logical thinking. Yeah, and as for my personal growth, I would say that, well, I have grown a lot. I just learned a lot of skills and effective communications and stuff.
How do you feel about the term ending, especially looking back on the final product of your web application?
Relieved and proud that after weeks and weeks of hard work and late nights, we were able to develop something that is beautiful and ready for the market.
What advice would you give to your peers presenting their MVPs?
So you guys have put in a lot of work over the term, like a lot of late nights and early mornings. And I just want you guys to know that no matter what happens today, that you've done a good job, and I want you out there to be really confident and putting your best self out there.
How do you feel about presenting your work to a broader audience?
I feel very good because that helps them to understand what we are working on and what new innovation we are trying to achieve. So yeah, I feel very, very nice. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the students' presentations today?
I'm really excited and happy for the students because I've seen them work so hard to get to this day, from the concept to design and development of this full stack application. I'm sure they will do great.
I'm going to get started. Hi everyone, welcome to 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 College Web and Mobile App Design and Development PDD Program Project 2 presentation. Oh, that was a mouthful. I am Tomoko Okochi. I am the instructor of this course. I'd like to start by acknowledging that we are located in the unceded territory of Musqueam people. We are so blessed and lucky to learn and work on this land. So let's start with looking at today's program. After a short intro, we will head right into the main event, student presentation. Don't leave after that though, because we have networking time with pizza, and if you're not the presenting student, you get to vote for your favorite app. Okay, so stay after the event. So the Web and Mobile App Design and Development PDD program at 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 is, we call it WMDD for short, is a 2-year intensive post-degree diploma program that focuses on web and mobile app design and development, as the name says. You can see some of the subjects taught in this course, and the color one with the pale color, that's what these students will learn next term, because they will be graduating after next term and then will be ready to work in the market. Right, let's just move on. So project 2 is the term 3 project. Just like I said, they have term 4, then before graduation, so it's their 3rd term. And in this course, we try to build up the skills for the final capstone term project coming up next term. So you see topics covered in this course. There's a lot. So the one in the middle is for the core, where I really focus. Students, you know, like I'm just waving the flag of Agile all the time. And the left side. The orange ones are the design-related things, and the blue ones are the development-related things. So I'm having difficulty with this. Oh, okay, now I can see. I couldn't see the slide myself. Sorry. So the students are required to design and develop a full-stack web application MVP that utilizes live data. So they need to have front end and then back end, and in addition to that, they need to have database. And they're also required to solve a business problem. So in Time 2 project, most of the teams solved their problem. Like they built the app that they wanted, but in Time 3, we are getting to this next level that they have to think about solving somebody else's problem. And it is more difficult and challenging, but it's more meaningful to solve a business problem. And it looks great on their portfolio, and it gives them something to talk about in job interview. That's why they are solving a business problem. So they had to interview 3 people they knew to find out what's taking a lot of time in their daily routine. Okay? And they have to do everything in 12 weeks, which is unbelievable, although I did it myself as a student. I'm kind of looking at Jason. And each team consists of designers and developers because that's what we offer at WMDD. We have 2 streams. And I also invite students to participate in learning, meaning some students share their expertise or something they've learned with the class. So I just want to acknowledge 2 students who did that this time. Mahmoud and Jiali, do you want to stand up? Yeah, so Mahmoud talked about design systems using Figma. I shared a lot of practical tips. They actually shared this with Capstone folks too. And Jiali covered the whole design handoff process and also covered interaction design. It was really helpful. Like, I got a lot of notes from students. Like, it was so good. So thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, yeah, thank you. You can sit down. And also, as I waved the flag of Agile, you guys had to do this Bug Bash events twice. So for those of you who are wondering what Bug Bash is, if you were in the software industry, you know this, but when the alpha beta versions come out, the whole team compete against each other, like team members compete against each other for the number of bugs they can log in 24 hours time period. Sometimes it's like 1 hour in 24 hours that they set. So this day, you spend 1 hour trying to break the app. Try to find as many bugs as possible, because more bugs, better the quality of the product will be. So having the bugs doesn't mean that product is not good. Actually, when you log more bugs, the final product quality will be higher. Right? So to really understand the concept, we do this event. And I'm supposed to award 2 Bug Bash winner prize, but there is this amazing student, Naoya, who just, nobody could compete with him. Other team's top number was like 20. And he had 65 and 63. So I'm giving out this award to Naoya, if you want to come up. Yeah, so it says Bugbuster Trophy. This award recognizes an individual who demonstrates exceptional vigilance in ensuring product quality and consistently report bugs for enhancement. I forgot to sign it. I will sign it later. Appreciation. Yeah, I was having issue with the color printing this morning, so sorry, I will sign it later. Right, so we have a great lineup of panelists today, and I think I will let them themselves, introduce themselves. So Tayo, do you want to start?
Morning, everyone. My name is Tayo Adetola, and I am a product of this beautiful course here. She was my lecturer, and that was just 2 years ago, and I'm blessed to be a part of you guys this morning as well. And so I'm looking forward to this morning, and one thing that I noticed, I don't know if it's intentional, but I know everything you do in Langara is intentional anyway. The theme this morning seems to be surrounded around data management in terms of grids and table. And that's one thing I want you to know as designers, is that design is way beyond just fancy graphics, images, and all that. But if you can present data in a way that is understandable by a business, without having someone to read the data to them and they can read by themselves, you've done a good job. So I'm really looking forward to how you guys have presented that data in a table, which is something I'm looking forward to. And by the way, I am a product designer at a software company called 𝐿2. We are a flight center group. We provide business travel app to small and medium-sized businesses. So crew control, I've got my eyes on you guys. And so I'm not biased on them, but I'm looking forward to what everyone has to do this morning. So thank you for having me, and thank you, Tomoko, for inviting me again.
And next, Marcia.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Marcia Sejima. I would like to thank you, Tomoko, for inviting me for this event today. Currently, I am a business analyst at University of British Columbia, and I was also a former student in this program not too long ago. Actually, I was in the same class as Mary, your beloved TA. So my role here is to analyze your works from the business point of view. And one of the things that I will be looking at is the problem proposal. I'll be focusing on that, the problem proposal, the personas creation, how that relates to the problem that you're trying to solve, and also the user flow. I'm very interested on that. And finally, I will be looking into the printed material. I had a chance to look at them previously. So that will be my focus today. And I look forward to see the works that you've done. Thank you.
And Jason.
Hi, everybody. I wasn't planning to say much. Most of you know me. If you don't, I am the coordinator for this program. I'm half of the coordinator. The other half is Jessica over there. The two of us help manage the program. I also want to thank you. My boss, Spencer, is here, and then his boss, Darren's also here. So, thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you, Tomoko, for putting this together. So my role, I coordinate this program, right? But for fun, I also help companies with their technical needs. So I'm a pure tech person through and through. So what I'm going to be doing today is focus on the tech stack and how the technology that they've been using, how it fits with the business problem. Because a lot of the tech people, right, that I know like to just focus on the technology and not connect the technology with the business, right? So they would maybe over-engineer certain things and so on and so forth. So I'll be particularly looking at how you apply what you learn, because I am part of I'm part of the team that put together the curriculum, so I know what you've been learning. So I'll be trying to see how you combine what you learn and try to apply it to a real business problem, and how all the technology is put together and hopefully in a nice and a proper way. I'm also supposed to be giving you an award, I think, the team, the technical award. So, yeah, I'll be enjoying that, and I'll be focusing on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tayo, Marcia, and Jason. Because we have this panel to prepare you for capstone, they're going to ask you questions that may not be easy to answer, but consider this as a practice for capstone, okay? And I think I told you this, but if you are asked a question that you can't answer immediately, just say, that's a good question. That's the techniques instructors use. Okay. Yeah. Right, so like Jason said, just for the fun of it, we are giving out these awards. We intentionally not doing the best in show because that's what we do in capstone, but Tayo will determine which team is the best in design, and Jason for the development, and Marcia will look at the business side of it. And other audience, you get to vote for audience favorite awards. So if you haven't gotten the piece of paper from Mary there, you can get it after the event. So once the lunchtime start, after all the teams present, there will be voting time there at that table. And there will be pencils. Don't worry if you don't have anything to write with. You can write the name of the app and vote. And we will find out which team won that prize. Like around 30 minutes in the lunchtime. This is exciting. Right, so without further ado, let's get started with the student project presentation. There are 7 teams presenting today, and the first team will be Plowterra. Take it away.
All right, hello everyone. My name is 𝐿𝐿, and this is Pooja, and we are presenting Plowterra, a web application that enables farmers to effortlessly record harvests and manage payrolls. There are 650,000 coffee farms in Colombia, and small coffee farms represent the 70% of the coffee production in this region. Say hello to Albert, the one there. Yeah, one of our team members. His uncle owns a coffee farm in Colombia, and they have workers who collect coffee beans and who get paid for what they collected. But they, like many others, record all of this with pen and paper. These farms have 2 main problems. The inefficiency of their manual process, because it takes up to 30 hours annually to calculate the payrolls, and there's always the possibility of calculation errors. And these errors can lead up to $4,000 of losses per year. And the second problem is the lack of transparency. These records can get lost easily, and they're not verifiable.
And that is why we developed Plowterra. Plowterra digitizes the traditional farm payroll process, enabling farm owners to easily keep logs of their daily harvest and do payroll calculations automatically, saving them time and money.
Our system has 4 main features: the season management, the pickers, daily harvest, and the payroll. Think of a season as a big open container, and inside the season, we create harvest log entries every day. After a certain period of time, we group this into a payroll, and we repeat this process until the season closes. Let's jump into the app and see how it is done. First, we'll log in, and the first page we see is a dashboard. Here we can find all the information related to the harvest and the payroll for the current season. We have the product, the start date, price per unit, harvest days, and the total harvest amount. Also, we have this harvest collection graph that represents the fluctuation of the crop collected over time. And in addition, there are indicators like the total amount paid for the season so far and the amount that we will have to pay if today was payday. First, we need to set up 2 important requirements: have an active season and have at least 1 picker available. So let's go to the season page. Here we have all the registers of the seasons. We can filter them by status, also filter them by name, or add a new season. We can also view its details, and we can see the start date, the payroll time frame, the product, unit, price per unit, and all the rest of the information. We can also close the season from this page or edit its details. Now let's go to the pickers list. Here in this list, we can sort the pickers by name and by date of creation, and we can filter by name. Also, we can create new pickers or pull up the detail of the picker. Here we have the basic information of this picker, including the emergency contact information. We can also edit this record here. Now, the harvest log is the crucial daily process for the farmers. So let's say that I'm going to go outside and I'll be using my phone to record this harvest log. To save time, we have pre-selected our default season, and all we need to do is select the picker and input the amount that they have collected. We can also include deductions for the picker's expenses and add any additional notes if needed. Let's save the information. And as a picker, I should have received an SMS with the harvest summary. At the end of the period, we can easily run the payroll. So we go to payroll. Here we have the payroll history that we can filter by season. And we can go ahead and start a new payroll. We double check the information and click Run Payroll. I should also have received a notification with the payroll summary after this, and we can go back and check the dashboard. The information should have been updated. Plowterra supports multiple languages. And as of now, we have English and Spanish. Let's take a look at how the app looks in Spanish. And for those who prefer dark themes, it offers vibrant colors and excellent contrasts. Isn't this great, Pooja?
That's great. In building our web app, we really focused on user needs. We tested multiple prototypes and continuously refined our designs for better accessibility and efficiency, such as simplifying the process of running payroll. After multiple iterations, we finally figured out the whole experience and visual design of the app. Our color palette selection is driven by a deep understanding of our target users, which is the farm owners. We have used Castle Green as the primary color because it resonates with the lush green vegetation associated with farming, and plus Jakarta Sans as a typeface because of its modernity, accessibility, and readability throughout the interface, especially the tables and data such as numerical figures.
And for the development, we have used MERN stack along with TypeScript because we wanted to challenge ourselves. And also because our app supports multiple languages, we are using React Intel library to handle all the text of the app. Both our environments are set up to deploy automatically when changes are done to the code base. And we have also created our own NPM package to share code between the front and the backend.
Each one of these competitors offer a few specific features for farm management. However, none of them offer all the essential features and user-friendly design that Plowterra has. This is what sets us apart. Our basic plan is for $1,499 per year, in which you can have one active season, add up to 19 pickers, have 24/7 support, and adjust analytics. But if you upgrade to a premium plan for just $300 more, you can have access to all the basic plan features. In addition to that, you can have all the essential features like adding unlimited pickers, having unlimited active season, have a customizable dashboard with 24/7 customer priority support. Now that we have covered the business side of things, let's meet the team behind the success of Plowterra. We have Jali as the lead designer, with me, Yanis, and Zive as the designers. Vonio is the lead developer, with Reinhard as the developer and the project manager. And Brian and Elbert are the other developers. Connect with us on LinkedIn and please scan our QR code to check our app and give us valuable feedback. Thank you so much.
Great job, Team Plowterra. Now I'm going to ask the panelists for their feedback and if they have questions. Who wants to go first? You?
I'm just kidding. I'm going to go first. Just kidding. Thank you, Tomoko. And thank you, Plowterra, right? Yeah. Thank you. When I went through your proposal, I was like, why are they wearing white? I hope they wear white when I see them. You guys are wearing white. Then I went into your hub and I saw the amount of white space in there. That's a pun, by the way. But I thought, like, this is great. First, thank you for walking us through this. If Tomoko remembers, my team and I worked on a particular project called CAF, and that had to do around coffee growing. How do we get farmers in Colombia to get that coffee from that little market and bring it around the world? And we know everything that has to do with the fair trade that comes with coffee farmers and all that. But I'm going to leave the business aspect to Marcia because that's a niche. But I was like, when I saw $1,500 per year for a Colombia farmer, I'm like, where are they going to get that from? Because that's a lot of money. That's by the way. But in terms of design, I can tell you for a fact that let me start from the fact that in which I can switch from English to Spanish, and your UI remains the same in terms of that you've thought about localization and internalization within your design. That is great, because you will be surprised that companies out there, we are also focused on the English part of things, but when it comes to switching to a different language, the UI is in a mess because you haven't considered that. So that's a plus for you guys. And in terms of accessibility, I can read every single thing on your UI. There's nothing competing with it. But there is one thing that I would like to bring up is, do you mind bringing up your dashboard again, just for a quick one? I promise I won't take our time here, so switch over to and just scroll up the page, please. Thank you. I know when you were presenting, you said the most important part of your application is the harvest log. Yeah. Now, looking at the harvest collection, in terms of the position of it, that should be the #1 thing on top of the page. Because you said that is the most important thing in your application. And every other thing can leave under that. Because as a business owner, that is the first thing I want to see. How is my business doing today? But in terms of hierarchy, in terms of other positions, there's so much more that we can dig into, but I don't want to take our time. But I would tell you in terms of accessibility, contrast, aesthetics, design principles, you nailed everything. You nailed everything. But like I said, there are little areas of design nuances that we can talk about, but thank you for kicking us off in a good place. I love what I'm saying. It's almost like I'm looking at a Uber dashboard, but no, I'm looking at Plowterra. So thank you.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that you created, so this is going to be really like nerdy. But you do mention that you created an NPM package that you share between front and back end. Can you tell me what exactly are you sharing between front and back end?
Yes, so as you can see, we have a lot of input information, right? And we have saved the business rules, like the validations for the values, in a separate NPM package. So we are not just validating the forms in the front end, but we are validating the same rules in the back end, in the endpoints, right? So there is no mismatch. The validations are the same. And we also are using TypeScript. And as you know, we need the same structures here as we do in the back end, right? In the front end and in the back end. That's why we just change the structure once, and we update the packages in both sides, and they should remain the same.
Yeah, so basically the validation from the front and back end share the exact same code.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. What database are you using? You mentioned MERN, so is it MySQL or something else?
MongoDB.
Mongo,
Yes.
okay, all right, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Plowterra, for the wonderful presentation. So the main problem that you're trying to solve with your application is to solve the problem of logging all the collections, right? And then generating the payroll. And I understand there is a deduction concept. Can you develop a little bit on that? Does it mean?
Sure. So the farm workers, the pickers in this case, they get paid for the collected amount of harvest every day. But the farmer might provide them like a meal or something, so that is the deduction. That would just be deducted from their pay.
So in that
accommodation.
In that screen, when you say deduction, you're supposed to enter a value, the value that will be deducted for that.
Yeah, there's a list that you can create when you set up the season. So you can set up for the season, I might give them meals at this amount or accommodation or whatever the case for the deduction.
So in that screen, can you go to that screen, please?
Okay, sure.
Oh, sorry, season, sorry.
Oh.
Yes,
okay.
go back to season.
Okay. So over here, you can create a deduction. Let's call it meal, and it's $5. Oops. And you can add more, and then that will be available when you create harvest logs in this specific season. You can select any of those on the list.
So you create for each season the deductions that are applicable, and then for each picker, you can select which ones apply to that particular picker.
Yeah, if they had some meal or something for that day, you can.
Right, and that's for every time they pick something, or it's related to one picker in particular? They have to enter the deductions every time?
It's for one picker, and it's daily, but they don't always have deductions. It's just occasional that they have a deduction.
All right.
Okay.
And your product is focused on the Colombian coffee farmers, or do you also cover other types of products?
Technically, it can be applied to any small farm that uses piecework to pay their pickers.
Mm-hmm.
But just because we have a contact in the Colombian coffee market, that's our entry point.
Right. So the particularity of the Colombian market is just the product, or is there any particularity in that market?
It's just because we found out about this problem that smaller farms, they don't really have a system like this. Larger farms have a lot of products out there that are very complex for payroll. Mm-hmm. So technically, any small farm can use this. But
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you, Team Plowterra. Great job. And next up is crew control.
I would like to thank you, Plowterra, for going first. You're like the first kid in the family who gets all the blame and all the responsibility. And as we go second, we're the youngest kid in the family who gets all the attention and love. Also, I would like to thank you, Taya, for having your eyes on us. We're also having our eyes on you. Okay, we're Team Crew Control. Today I could have started with a joke, which obviously I did, but as we're talking about aviation, I would like to be a bit more serious. Are you afraid of flying? As Tomoko would say, that's a good question. Because I am, and if you share this fear with me, how would you like to know that a team can't be scheduled to fly up until 1 hour before the actual flight? Ooh, that gives me goosebumps. I'm really shaken about it. The humanity managed to put a many-ton metal piece to fly, but couldn't manage the people to actually fly that. And today, I would like to say that these 6 people behind my back could make it possible. Please welcome Victor to explain you how we achieved it.
Thank you, Leo. So during our interviews with during the user interviews, we found like there is a big problem in South America about managing the airplane flows. That means South America is a very big, very smaller space with growing airlines and flight numbers every day. So they are having troubles to find sometimes where is the crew, where is the airplanes, and when there is a problem, to have the solution fast in hand, it's very hard. So we are bringing them the solution. It's a B2B application which they will be able to schedule a flight and add the crew members to those, and at the end, deliver the flight logs to the crew members. So we are bringing them a responsive application, so they will be able to work not only from their computer, but also from their mobile phones. And we do have some competitors, but none of them will give to the users all of the experience. What do I mean? There are systems which will be focused on the airline, working, so they will be able to schedule the flights and locate the crew members, but they will not work with the pilots themselves. And in their hand, there are some applications will be focused on the pilots, and they will be able to provide them with the flight hours and the crew members and some notes for the flights, but they will not be able to schedule flights for the airlines. So we would like to offer them the options to have a real-time availability for the flights and the airplanes. They will be able to create flights automatically, and then they will be able to add the crew members to those. So we would like to invite you to our demo. If you want to scan the code to follow us, you're welcome. And here you are. Now I will pretend to be the schedule manager for LATAM Colombia Airlines. So let's imagine, since most of us should know, Bogota is one of the most congested cities in the world. I woke up early in the morning and I got a call from my boss saying that one of our airplanes just deviated from Bucaramanga to Bogota. The airplane had to deviate due to bad weather, so they need me to reschedule a flight to get the passengers back into their destination, which is Bucaramanga. But I still at home, so I just jump into my phone and I start checking the crew availability right now, and I can see how is our schedule about the crews. And while I'm doing this, I already reached my destination, I already reached my work and my computer, so I hop into my computer, and then I continue with my task. I have to create right now a flight which will go from Bogota again to Bucaramanga, and we have to do it for today, and it will be departing in 1 hour at 10:20 in the morning, and I will give him a name which will be LA 850. And since it's a very common route, normally operated on Airbus 320, I can see that the 𝐶QN airplane is ready for departure, so I just will select this airplane. And since there are some low visibility conditions in Bucaramanga, so I will just click the low visibility. That will give me the restrictions for the crew. I will continue, and I can see all of the crew members I have ready for departure, and they are in Bogota and they have some available hours. So I will go with Anastasia Repic, and I can see I just added. And I will go with Ethan Adams, which is also ready for departure as co-pilot. Right now we have no crew members available in Bogota, so we have to wait for the crew department to let us know who is coming from a flight, and they will be available to continue. So I will go to continue, and our flight has been created, and we can see it on our dashboard. The airplane will be ready for departure, and now I can start checking my other flights who are missing the crew members and also who is available from our crew. Now I would like to introduce you to Aidar, which will give us the tech stack we used.
Thank you, Victor. So we chose to go with MealMaster because of its cohesive JavaScript ecosystem, which allows us to implement the whole application with one programming language. This decision allowed us to capitalize on our team's existing proficiency and expertise in JavaScript, enhancing our product development productivity. Using React on the front end ensured a highly responsive and dynamic user interface thanks to its efficient rendering algorithm. Furthermore, using MongoDB NoSQL database offered a flexible schema design which allows us to more easily adapt to evolving data requirements as the application scaled. So in summary, the MERN stack provided us with a solid foundation characterized by enhanced developer productivity, flexibility, and efficiency. Now I would like to welcome Michael to walk us through the design principles behind crew control. Welcome, Michael.
All right. First, talking about our branding, we got our inspiration from the pitch control system of the airplane, and that was where we got the inspiration for our brand logo, as can be seen below. As part of our UX design efforts, we were able to ensure that every system, every feature, and every task within the system was completed by the user with as few clicks as possible, as can be seen from our demonstration. We are also able to streamline every navigation within the system to ensure that the users complete their task with ease. Leveraging on our robust design system as a team, we also were very deliberate about every element within the system, from our icons to our typography to the color palette, and even down to our buttons. We were able to put the user's need at the forefront of our design. We ensured that the icons were created to be able to translate its meaning, to be able to give meaning to its functionality, even without the labels. And as such, we filled it with color to ensure visibility across all screens. We also ensured rounded corners for our buttons to be able to increase productivity, recognizability also within the system. We also used a table as our data visualization tool to be able to organize every important information and call to action within the system, which also ensures our users' efficiency within the system. It is also important to note that we used our typography, which ensures legibility and readability within the system, and as such, the user's efficiency is optimized. In summary, we were able to prioritize clarity and minimalism within our system, using our users' pain points and needs as the forefront of our design. This was very important as we had insights into the market, leveraging on the 15 years experience of one of our team members who used to be a pilot. So as such, we were very close to the user's need at heart. We also have a business model of $4.99 for a monthly subscription and then a premium of $9.99. The $4.99 package would have limited user admin and crew members, and while the premium subscription would also have unlimited features within our system. I would like to introduce the team behind this great project. We have Liu, who is our PM and also a full-stack developer. Ada, also a full-stack developer. Andy, one of our front-end developer. And Victor, who leveraged his past experience within the aviation system to be able to craft this design and product generally. He's also our full-stack developer. For the design team, we have Mahfoud, our product designer, Anthony, our UX designer, and myself. Thank you very much, and I'd like you to go to connect with us by scanning the barcode and trying out our products. Thank you.
Sure, yeah. Good work. So I want to ask about the data model. The way the data model was set up, is it purely through interviewing, your pilot colleague, or like where do you get the details of all or because it's pretty intricate, right? Like with all the different roles and different people playing. Yeah.
We had the opportunity to interview the schedule manager of LATAM Colombia.
Okay.
That's why we are like referring to that airline specifically, and it was the airline I worked for.
Right, so it's fairly specific to, like, you created a data model based on that need, right?
The niche is South American Airlines because that's where the civil aviation authorities are changing every day the regulation, and because they are trying to merge into one like big civil aviation authority like FAA in North America, they are trying to do their own. So the regulations are changing, and since the regulations are changing, they are having more and more restrictions, so they are having bigger problems like every month about the scheduling.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, crew control. Please don't take this the wrong way, and I want you to know that Anthony and Michael, I'm super proud of you guys. And I want you to know that I've been in the industry for over 14 years right now, and even as a student and as a professional, everywhere I've been to, I've always been the holy black guy in the room. So I'm super proud of you guys standing up right in front of us, and big up, man, I really, yeah. So yeah, that's by the way. And please bring up your UI again so we can tear it apart in a very good way. In a very good way. Let's go to the dashboard, please, if you don't mind. And let me tell you for a fact that that's the company that I work for. We are massively expanding for the rest of this year and next year. And the user trip and management side of things, which is what this is, we are expanding a lot in it in terms of design and developers. So if you guys ever need anything, any connection, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I can tell you for a fact that we are expanding in this area. Currently, we are recruiting for a new team in Spain. So if you're Spanish speaking, please, again. So having said that, okay, can you scroll down to the bottom, please? Now, as an administrator, when I log into the dashboard, the very first thing I want to see is, just scroll up a little bit, where you have the widget cards, if you don't mind. The cards? Yes. The first thing I want to see is what's upcoming today. But that is below the fold. Now, if you scroll up, you could probably have a page or a screen that says analytics, and I can see all that graph in there. And also, I'm very critical on the mobile side of things because I spent half of my career on web, then transitioned to mobile. Is that, can you show me the responsive nature of that, please? Now scroll, no, that's fine, what you got there is fine. Now scroll up. Now you can see the black bar on top there takes a huge amount of vertical real estate. Because mobile, you have so much space to work with, right? So as you scroll up, you could condense that, and that just goes away. So it's like you're restricted. What happens, not everyone has a large font size, right? What if I'm viewing that on the smallest screen? That means I can practically not see anything on it. So now that is for the designers, not the developers, okay? But having said that, I can tell you that the backspace for travel and trip management is way bigger than this, like you said it. But in terms of legibility, I can see everything, it's clear, but there's so much work to do as well. And I will leave you guys with this. The job that I have right now, which I started almost a year ago, no, almost 7 months ago, in my portfolio, I had a redesign of Fly Delta airline. I redesigned I didn't redesign the whole app, but I redesigned that travel landing screen, just only on mobile. And that was what got me the job into where I am right now. So I'm gonna say this is that, take this home as a designer, the three of you, tear it apart individually and redesign it and use it as your portfolio to pitch to your next job, okay? Because if you wanna work in the travel industry, you have to show a piece of work to the industry you're applying for. And that also reflects, and this goes for everyone as well, whatever you guys are working on today, do it again. Because they're gonna ask you, what was your role in this project? You say, oh, I designed this. But, okay, but this was what I did. But I took this out on my own and worked on this. And that is everything that I did for every single project that I worked in Langara. I built an entire portfolio for myself. This is what the team did, and this is what I did. Because what it means is that you have autonomy to work on your own space and create your own thought process and make your own decisions without anyone handholding you as a designer. And that goes for us developers as well. So, but having said that, thank you for walking us through this.
Thank you, crew control team. I've got some questions. Again, can you go back to the dashboard, please? So I was just wondering, this first graph, flight information, what exactly that represents?
So what the flight information is displaying is the amount of flights coming in the next few, like per hour during the day, like the amount of flights. So we can see like the peak flight season will be at noon.
Okay, and how this solves the manager's problem in terms of assigning crew? These are all the flights that has not crew assigned?
So having this in mind, we go to the assign page and we can see which airplane will have no crew or like in the next few hours. So they will be able to start scheduling the crew members, but yeah.
Would it be possible to show this no crew assigned flights in the dashboard as well?
Yeah. It's here. So in the bottom we have it.
Okay, I mean in the chart. Because in the chart you have all the flights, right? But some of them doesn't have crew assigned. So it would be nice if I could see all the flights that has no crew, so that I could take actions right away or have an idea right away what the work I'm meant to do. And another question that I have is, when you assign a flight to a pilot, say you just create a flight from, say, Vancouver to Colombia for Bogota, does the app checks if the available pilot is currently in Vancouver?
Yes. So when we get the availability, since our main base in this case is Bogota, we are having all of the crew members in the main base, which is Bogota right now. So the way the airlines work is they have the main bases or secondary bases. In this case, we are talking about a main base, which is Bogota. So all of the flights will start and finish in Bogota. That means a crew will fly from Bogota to Bucaramanga and then go back to Bogota. So if they have a layover in another city, they will not be seen in this availability page. And if they are in vacation or they are sick or sick call, it will be displayed here.
So the app knows that currently that particular pilot is in the location.
Yes.
Okay. How does it do that? Does that? Just out of curiosity.
We have the flight hours and we know where they finished the previous days, right? So we know their last flight was finishing in Bogota. That means they should be in Bogota. So we are assuming they are not doing trips by themselves, like vacation or something. So we are assuming that they finish, if they are on duty days, they should be in the city where we lived them the last time. So let's say if you travel from Bogota to Toronto, right? Your last trip ends in Toronto. So we are assuming that you didn't left Toronto by yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else? And also, you mentioned about regulatory compliance.
Yes.
And can you show me on the app where is this?
So exactly in here, the maximum hours for Colombia per month is 90 hours. So we are having here that this guy has flown 80 of its 90 hours. This guy had flown 30 of its 90 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one part of the regulation.
Okay. And so if the flight that you're trying to assign right now is more than 30 hours, more than the hours available,
It will not be shown here. It's not
they will
available.
not appear.
Yeah, they will. This is only the availability, like the airplane, the crew who will be available to fly.
On that particular flight, due to
Like,
its
I will
length.
as your question you was asking before, or of where the crew are. Like the main problem they are having right now, I will tell you a history, like a real thing who happens to me. I was having home standby for 2 days, right? And the first day I got called to do a layover in another city, and next day they called me, oh, you need to show up in the airport in 1 hour. I said, which airport? I'm in Medellin, and they said, no, you should be in Bogota. I said, no, you scheduled me yesterday. That means they were not having a good tracking of where the crew. We are having this feature.
Okay, so the compliance is referring to the maximum hours allowed?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, thank you, panelists. Thank you, team crew control. Tooelet, you're up.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Tia, and we're here to introduce you to Tooelet, a web application that aids robotics instructors and educators in managing their tool inventory systems. During a recent meeting at a robotics club in West Vancouver, we discovered that they were using really archaic methods for their inventory management. Things such as verbal communication, spreadsheets lacking in automation, and at times just relying on memory alone. Such outdated methods place undue stress on the robotics instructors. Students in robotics clubs across Canada and globally dedicate hours of countless time and effort preparing for esteemed competitions and events. This is to showcase their efforts and skills. In 2023, an organization called FIRST Robotics held a competition across 31 countries in which approximately 83,000 students were in attendance. The robotics market is set to experience a predicted growth of 11.67% up through to 2026, and that's just in North America alone. It's evident that educational institutions are integrating robotics education into their curriculums, gearing up the next generation for a healthy future within the industry.
Now introducing Tooelet, which offers real-time visibility of inventory status, stock issues, and teams and projects. Within our market research, we identified a significant gap. While numerous inventory management applications exist, none are focused on robotics. Also, there's no integration of team and project management functionalities. This is where Tooelet differs from what's available on the market. Not only have we developed a solution to fill this gap, but we also provide comprehensive inventory statistics and data analytics within our user-friendly application. Now let's talk about the design. We wanted to convey minimalism and strength within our branding. To achieve this, we created a logo that strikes a balance between simplicity and boldness. We made our color palette focused on purple tones to convey calmness and professionalism. We chose Nunito Sans as our typeface due to its readability across all text sizes and its friendly yet professional appearance. For our UI kit, we established consistency across all components by following material UI guidelines. You'll see these enhancements during our upcoming demo.
Okay, so I'm a robotic instructor, and we use Tooelet to manage our tool inventory. So in the Tooelet, we welcome with the dashboard. We have quick analytics like the tools in the room that in use, also item stocks, reported issues, or upcoming events. Let's move on to inventory page. So in this page, we can see all the inventory we have, but I just got a call from one of my students. They told me that they just received a shipment about a product, an item that we were waiting for. So we will go to that item, which is a Phillips screwdriver. And then we will adjust the stock. So we will say that we got a stock ratio and it is only 2 quantity. Perfect. So also we have, so in this page, we see all the details about this product, like brand and the like inventory, that item that used which in room. Also, we have audit log that we can see all the audit about this item to track history. Okay, so let's go to projects page. Right now we have only one project in our school, and this is a robots project. In this page, we see all active and the completed projects. If we go to see more, we can see more details like team members, room detail, and the event detail. Also, we see the tools that actively using in this project. So we will say edit tool. So we just received a screwdriver. So we want to remove the old one and add a new one. So we will remove this Phillips screwdriver and then assign a new item to our project. Perfect. So we successfully changed the tool that we were using in this project. So if we go to rooms page, we can see the rooms that in our school that we were working on. So in this page, we see quick details about these rooms, like how many tools we have and the machines and the projects. Right now, we have only one active project in RM125 room. So we will see more about this room. We have some details about the room and also the tool details that used in this room. So we will go detail about an item that has get lost. So sometimes items can get lost. So in this case, we will create an issue about this screwdriver, for example. So we will say it lost, medium priority, only one item lost, and this one was in 125. Perfect. Okay, so this item, we can see the audit log in as completed reporting process, and also that means this item removed from our inventory and the project. So let's go to stock issues. Let's say we found this item, and in this page we can see all the issues that we have, but the item that we just found lost and funded, we will mark as funded and then resolve the issue. So in this case, we can track all the issues we have. Thank you. Back to presentation.
Our tech stack is based on Melon Stack, which stands for MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. We chose this because it's scalable and efficient to develop web full stack applications. We use Material UI component library for consistency of design and customizability. For authentication, we use JWT. We also use AWS S3 for storing image files. We hosted the front end on Netlify, back end on Render. Both are configured for CI/CD. Moving on to business model. To ensure sustainability, scalability, and revenue generation, we offer B2B subscription model and per-user licensing. Tooelet incorporates a tiered subscription model based on organization size. We also charge extra for additional user accounts. It enables cost effectiveness, scalability, and flexible customization.
And now to introduce you to the team behind the project. Myself as lead designer and co-project manager, along with Beck, who's also our lead developer. And for the other designers, we have Trish, Anderson, and Nuoya. and the other developers are Emre and Masa. You can connect with us all individually via LinkedIn, and we welcome you to scan our QR code and check out Tooelet for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Tooelet team. Very good presentation. I just have one question about, so the differentiation of your application is related to the team and project management, right? Could you expand a little bit on that? How your app is helping to manage the teams and projects?
Yeah, so we were really fortunate enough to spend some time with the robotics club in West Vancouver, and we just discovered that things were a bit hectic. Everything was really dependent on the one instructor there. And so initially our idea started off with thinking about how we could simplify the management of the tools and machines that they're utilizing. And then our idea sort of expanded into, well, why don't we manage the projects that are going on as well? It just sort of made sense. So the way that we've done it is we've linked projects and rooms together. From our experience meeting with the robotics club, they had, okay, this team work in this room, and in this room they have their tools and things that they need, and then so on with other rooms. So it just kind of naturally formed into that idea. And from our market research, there's no other organizations out there that are focusing on this niche.
So how this robotics club or class works is that you have the rooms assigned to the teams, and does the instructor knows ahead of time what tools the teams will need, or is just on the go?
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of both. I guess it depends on how their inner workings of the team are. It might be that they're halfway through a project and they think, oh, you know, we're going to add this part, so we need to order some more of X, Y, and Z. It's also dependent on the competitions and the events that they're preparing for. A lot of times these students have a time span of about 3 months from start to finish. And it's really varied. Some of the robots are really small and they're doing more simple tasks, and others are huge and they're doing, you know, really complex things. So yeah, it's super dependent.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Tooelet, for walking us through your project. And I know I haven't spent time on logos and color palettes so far, and that's because when you go into the industry, there's already existing brand that you just plug into the company, right? But one thing I really want to touch point on is when it was going through the tech aspect is in terms of leveraging material UI, in terms of scalability. Now, as a designer as well, you guys leverage an existing design component library and build on top of it, because that's what you will be doing when you get out into the industry. So I want to commend you on that you didn't have to build anything from scratch. You just leveraged on that. But one thing I just want to touch point on is that in terms, as a designer, quality, it's super important, okay? Your quality of your work would draw an audience to you eventually. So in terms of alignment, proximity of elements, contrast, and consistency, especially when it comes to data table, it's super key as a designer. So don't think, oh, I'm spending so much time on numbers of having to align it. That is what makes you different from the next designer. That alignment, proximity, and keen for eye for details, because I'm a very, very meticulous individual. So that's who I am personally, and I bring it to my work. So as a designer, I just want to say thank you for leveraging an existing component. And besides that, it's clean, it's simple, and I love the color palette you guys choose. So thank you.
You mentioned you set up a CI/CD pipeline, right? What kind of tests are you running? Because you only have 12 weeks, right? You don't have a lot of time to build all these tests. So what's your coverage? Can you tell me a little bit about the tests that you put together?
To be honest, we didn't have the tests part during deployment, but we did automate the deployment using the GitHub as a repo, and then we integrated with Render and Netlify.
Okay, excellent, yeah.
Thank you.
So good, yeah.
Thank you, Tooelet. Next up is 𝐋𝐿𝐴.
Good morning, everyone. We are Team Asteroids, and today we're going to present our product, 𝐋𝐿𝐴. Basically, our app is focusing on to help small businesses with high employee turnover rate to manage their HR needs. The problem we came across was the employee turnover rate is as high as 34% in some of the sectors. And these companies spend most of their time onboarding and offboarding an employee. Some studies suggest that this rate is going to increase by 16% every year. In case of cleaning company, this has the range between 75 to 375%. We saw this as a great potential market for us to create a human resource management system altogether efficiently. Introducing 𝐋𝐿𝐴, our digital solution to offer seamless and user-friendly platform with a focus of efficient onboarding, smooth offboarding, a complete employee directory, and a staff analysis. Let's see all these features live in action.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikhil and I'm going to showcase our product demo. Please consider me as a HR in one of the cleaning company called 𝐌𝐿𝐴 in Vancouver. So my job duty is to manage all the employee data in one place, as well as run all the HR related operations like onboard and offboard. I'll show you how 𝐋𝐿𝐴 helped me a lot to complete all my HR duties day to day. So after logging the product, I land on the dashboard screen where I can see a well-structured layout. I can see important information like total employee, new employee, employee offboarded, as well as newly joined employees. Moreover, I can also filter all these data according to my preference. Let's onboard an employee. I remember Will asked me that he is going to join our company, so let's onboard Will. I have to add Will basic information like his name, his email ID, his phone number, education, address, and so on. After adding basic information, I have to add employment related information like his job title, department, his SIN number, manager name, ID, and some important information about salary and his work type. On this screen, I can see all the information that I have added in previous screens. If everything is fine, then I'll proceed. I think everything looks good. I onboard Will. Nice. Let's see how offboard work. So I remember Lisa asked me that he's not going to work with us and she wants to take a career break. So let's offboard Lisa. I click on offboard button. Here I have to fill some of the offboard information like the reason behind. As she said, she wants to go for a career break. Now I will add last employment date, which is 12th April, last working days, which is 8th April, and proceed. Cool, Lisa got offboarded. Let's see how employee directory look like. Here I can see all the information related to my company employees as well as contractors. I remember Michael asked me to change his phone number, so I quickly go to Michael's profile, added his phone number. Also, he asked me to add a document so that would be helpful for me in future. So I'm adding document. date, and notes if there is any. So I've added successfully. Now let's go back and see if those informations are reflecting on dashboard or not. Yeah, I can see there's a new employee onboarded. Imagine I'm traveling back to my home and my manager asked me to share March month data with him. So I simply click on export report, select March month data, select format, and download report. After download, I will attach this and send email to my boss. WorkSync is very, very cool and easy to use application.
So that's all about demo. Thank you so much.
Okay, now let's discuss how we built this application. We've used React as our front end, and to complement it, we went with Material UI and Redux for a consistent theme and use management system. And for the backend, we went with Node.js and Express servers. And along with this, we opted for MongoDB and Firebase for the database and media storage. The designer team went with Figma and Illustrator, and for the overall app management and project management, we went for Jira and GitHub.
So for the design, we wanted to create our app that looks modern, vibrant, and aesthetic. As you can see in the logo, we have 3 dots and up arrows that signifies employees and their progress with WorkSync. For the color palette, we have chosen Halloween orange as our primary color, complemented with ink blue, black, and white. The primary color represents warmth and its commitment to stand out. Also, for the typography, we have chosen Public Sans as the primary typeface because of its high legibility and readability on all the platforms. Also, it works professionally really well. While designing the UI kit, we were clear that we wanted to make it simple and intuitive for the users. As you can see, we have created different logos, icons, illustrations, cards, and models. Also, we have given rounded edges for a smooth look. We have included various status trackers. As you can see in the demonstration, we had different forms that we had to fill. So we have been really careful about ensuring the accessibility of the app. According to our market research, we found that there are some direct competitors for WorkSync, like Viva HR, ePay, and Connecting. However, they all are lacking somewhere in providing a comprehensive platform for all the features like onboarding, offboarding, employee directory, and staff analytics. That's where WorkSync leads. As we are dealing with small and medium-sized businesses, we are providing 3 business plans. That is one starter plan, business plan, and an enterprise plan. The most popular, that is the business plan, has a pricing of $159 monthly, and the price range differs because of the number of admin controls and the customer support we provide to them. Lastly, I would like to introduce the talented team behind WorkSync. Here is Simran, our project manager and developer, Henry, the lead developer, Toby and Charles as the co-developers, Nikhil as our designer lead, and I, Palak, and Roshik as the co-designers. So make sure to connect with us on LinkedIn and check out our app through scanning this QR code. Thank you.
That's all right, I'll just ask really loud. So you mentioned you use Redux in the front end. How is that used?
Well, after the login, we use Redux to use the persister so we can get the ID of the company so we can use it in the different endpoints of connecting with the backend.
Right, so it's used for the storage of the company ID?
The company ID,
okay.
Primarily, yes.
Yeah, and also in the backend, you mentioned you use both Firebase and MongoDB. How is that? Why you use
the thing that we use Firebase is that we try to use base 64 to storage images. So we thought that Firebase was more friendly for us to store the images for the profile and the documents. So we get only the URL from Firebase to show it in the front end.
Right, so Firebase is used for file storage.
For file storage only, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I just have 2 questions. So in your problem proposition, you said your product is focused on onboarding, offboarding, and also regulatory compliance. So how does the app provides regulatory compliance?
Well, we haven't adapted that to, for example, for Canada. We're focusing only on solving the problem of onboarding and offboarding, but like with regulations and everything, we have to make some research to adapt it to every country that is going to use the application.
Okay, I imagine it's related to documentation, right?
Yeah.
Documentation required for onboarding and offboarding.
Yes.
Right. And can you please go to the dashboard, please?
Please.
Yeah, this employee management chart. So I see you're showing the onboard and offboards monthly. So how this information can bring insights to an HR management?
Because we are focusing on companies that have a high turnover rate.
Mm-hmm.
So this is important for us to keep a record of how many, comparing how many people we are onboarding and offboarding per month.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be like a comparison between how many people are entering and how many people are leaving the company.
Okay. And in your research, did you find something related to employee performance?
Well, it will be a features, yes.
Okay.
Because of the timing, it's not
Mm-hmm.
didn't allow us to add new features. Yes.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Asteroids. I was just beaming from left to right when I saw it was like colors. Looks very beautiful. I like the way in which you presented your data on the table, but there are obviously a lot of things that we could discuss on, because right now I don't even know where to start looking at, but there's so much colors on that dashboard. I don't know where to start. Is it the blue? Is it the orange? Is it the green? So as a designer, you need to, in as much as you want to, showcase your ability to put colors into a dashboard, but you need to be able to balance what we call, do what we call the visual hierarchy. What is important as an HR? What am I looking at first? What doesn't take my attention away from what's important? So besides that, it looks clean, it's good. Again, there are so much more layers of conversation we could have on this in terms of hierarchy, your typography, the usage, the accessibility issue, because you're not only designing for people that wear glasses, also for people that wear glasses, and also different sets of people. But I can tell you for a fact that there's so much more that you can build on top of this, and this is a very good launch and a very good start. One thing that I will add as well is that if there is something that you could think of, kind of like, how can I, as a company, encourage potential users to upgrade to a different level? So on the left side of the panel, you could put incentives, which you did put, by the way, in your write-up, in your project brief, but you just didn't put it on the dashboard. You talked about payroll management, contractor invoices, time tracking, time off, and all of that. You could literally put that as a teaser in that, like, oh, there's so much more you guys are missing out on just this basic entry. But if you upgrade, there's so much more you can have. So that's one way in which businesses out there, in a way, force customers to upgrade to higher paying levels. So as a product designer, and one thing I want to say to everyone as well is that please take away the label calling you a UI designer or a UX designer. Strip it away. Call yourself a product designer, because you are starting from the conception all the way to the end. I'm not going to employ you just to do UI. No one is going to do that. You need to be a UX, a UI, a product designer, and even speak the language of the coders as well. That's a product. That's what makes a product. So I will encourage you, please, take that UI UX away and put yourself as a product designer. So when you're going out there in your first interview, you are confident knowing that I am a product designer, not a graphics designer. I'm not dissing a graphics designer. I used to be a graphics designer. I went from logo to graphics to branding. And the product designer is that ecosystem that makes you that whole one person as a designer.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rohit, and I'm honored to present on behalf of our team, Titans. Together, we are excited to introduce MealMaster CRM, a web application specifically designed for the tiffin service providers. For those unfamiliar, tiffin service offers a convenient solution for daily meals, delivering ready-to-eat meals boxes directly to the customer's doorstep. MealMaster CRM aims to revolutionize this industry by offering a comprehensive solution tailored to the unique needs of the tiffin service providers, enabling them to manage customer relationship seamlessly. Through multiple surveys with the market leaders in the tiffin service industry, we found out the major challenges that hinder their operations. Firstly, the lack of the necessary resources to effectively manage their customer database, which has ultimately impacted the quality of their service. Secondly, the absence of the analytics has led them to struggling for taking data-driven decisions. Without access to the meaningful insights, they are unable to adapt to the changing customer preference or market trends. Lastly, the delivery and tracking process are filled with inefficiencies as there is no means to track deliveries on regular basis, resulting in delays that compromise customer satisfaction. Reports indicate that the global tiffin service market is valued at $20.5 billion US, with an expected annual growth rate of 15.3%. On average, tiffin service providers generate a monthly revenues ranging from $8,000 to $15,000 US. To cater this huge market, we introduce MealMaster CRM, a web application specifically crafted for tiffin service providers. With MealMaster CRM, tiffin service providers can effortlessly manage customer relationship, streamlining their operation for enhanced efficiency and customer satisfaction. Our main goal is to provide a seamless service that addresses key challenges faced by the tiffin service providers. This includes efficient customer record management, access to the analytics dashboard for data-driven decisions, real-time delivery tracking for streamlined operations, and a dedicated drivers portal for seamless navigation to the daily deliveries, all within a single platform. We do not have a direct competitor. We do have some common feature as of others, but things that make us unique are real-time tracking for deliveries and a dedicated driver portal. As a developer, we are passionate about exploring new technologies and conducting experiments. That's why we opted for Supabase as our authentication provider and PostgreSQL as our database for the app. Our front end is built with React for its seamless state management capabilities. For the back end, we chose Node.js for its user-friendly nature and ease of implementation. To enhance the functionality, we integrated the Google Maps API for rendering maps and Plowterra for efficient image storage. For design elements, we have utilized Nevo and Material UI, ensuring a visually appealing and user-friendly interface.
We have used Figma for wireframing and mockups, Illustrator for logo and icons, Photoshop for images, and InDesign for project proposal. For logo, we have used the integration of letter M with a spoon. We also have 2 dots in the logo, which represents our clients and their customers closely bound through our app. After researching our users, we found out that most of them are in mid-30s and aren't familiar with CRM systems much, but they have a good knowledge of how to use the other tech. Hence, we wanted to create something that is a CRM but doesn't look like one. For that purpose, we have specifically chosen purple as our primary color. Purple signifies creativity and uniqueness. The secondary and tertiary colors are chosen because they complement well to the primary color. We have chosen DM Sans for our web app because of its high legibility, making it suitable for bigger screen devices like desktops and tablets, and even for small screen devices like the mobile phones. Since our CRM will have a lot of numbers and numerical data involved, DM Sans was a perfect choice due to its excellent legibility, ensuring clarity and ease of reading for all users. The UI kit was designed with interactivity in mind. Each element has rounded edges, which gives it a very friendly look and feel.
As a provider, I'm already logged into my account, and the very first thing I see is my dashboard. Looks like my customers are increasing on monthly basis. According to the customer demand, they want to opt for different meal plan. Let me check what options I have available. So I have 2 options available right now. First is the premium thali and the second one is night cuisine. Now I would like to move over to customers and head over to active customers, and then I'll search for Jennifer, as Jennifer was the one who wants to go for a new meal plan. Once I search for Jennifer, I see that Jennifer has a premium thali present right now, and I like to go to view details. I'll click on edit customer, and then I'll move over to the next page, and then I'll change the meal plan to night cuisine, and then I'll submit it. I see that the data of the Jennifer has been updated and it has been reflected in the data table. Now, this is the next day, and on this day, the night cuisine tiffin needs to be delivered to Jennifer's house. For this, I need to assign a driver to Jennifer. For this, I'll click on schedule delivery. I'll click on Jennifer, and then I'll assign a driver, and the driver name is Aryan. Once I click on Aryan, I can click on assign driver, and I see that the driver has been assigned. For tracking that Aryan is really delivering the tiffin to Jennifer's location or not, I need to click over to track delivery, and then I'll search for Aryan, and then I click on track driver. Once I click on track driver, I see the exact location where the driver is right now. And then I'll move to the driver side. And this is the driver dashboard and how it will look like. Once the driver refreshes the page, he sees that there is a delivery that he needs to deliver for now. And once he clicks on start navigation, he has already started moving towards the location, and on the provider side, I'm able to locate the driver in real time. Once the driver has reached to the customer destination for delivering the tiffin, he needs to click a picture or for completing that delivery. The tiffin has been uploaded, and I'll click on complete and start next. Once the tiffin has been, once the photo has been uploaded, there is a notification stating that the tiffin is delivered to Jennifer. That's pretty much it about our app, guys.
The business model operates on a subscription basis, offering a free 30-day trial before charging users. Users can opt in for a monthly subscription at $199 or a yearly package, which comes down at $179 per month. From the beginning, we will assign a customer success managers to the users for the first 8 weeks. They assist users to getting acquainted with the platform. They schedule meetings with them to address the challenges faced by them, to ensure that they are using the app's full potential. And they also help us to gather feedback, which will help us to improve the product. And cheers to us, we have generated leads who actually want to try our application. And finally, it wouldn't be possible without our team's effort over these past 12 weeks. Our platform is mobile friendly, so please scan the QR code to visit our platform. Also, please connect with us on LinkedIn for any feedbacks or suggestions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You're the first team that kind of like showed us it's almost like a dual interface in terms of like the driver and the business owner as well. So big ups for that, because I know you put that in your project brief and you kind of like solved what you guys said that you were solving. And so thank you for that. And also one thing I would just like to add is that consistency, I can overemphasize the fact that as a designer, consistency is what makes you stand out. Whatever component you're using on page 1 has to be consistent across the 1000th page, because your developer will come back to you and say, hey, why are you using a different button style here? That's not what we are using here, because you want to make the life of your developers very easy to do their job. And when you have a happy developer, you are a happy designer. And I know developers can testify to that as well. And so, again, the UI was simple. I loved the playfulness on the logo, the spoon and the ham and all that. But I don't know how that would look like when it's on a fave icon, but I'm intrigued on that. But everything looks beautiful, looks clean. And again, thank you for walking us through your hard work. So yeah, thank you.
So fairly impressed with the real-time tracking. Can you tell me what technology you use to achieve the real-time?
So for real-time tracking, we use Google Maps APIs, and we use Google Directions. And also we are implementing the waypoints and the origin destination to the Google Drive and the driving mode set. And for that, we also make automate tracking just for the demo purposes. Yeah. So for that, we just get the array of a path, and then we recursion over the path, and then we are showing this.
Yeah, but how does the data gets communicated between systems?
So we use Supabase real-time tracking.
Supabase?
Yeah, Supabase has a real-time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
okay, yeah, so it's not only for authentication. Supabase also for the real-time tracking?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you, MealMasters. So my first question is, can you bring up the dashboard, please? So these are all related to the customer subscriptions?
Yes, so this is the test data, this is all the test data. So the total subscription a provider has right now is 26. So he has 26 customers right now.
Okay, can you scroll down a little bit, please? Okay.
And this is the map showing that where his customers are mostly assigned.
So here you have the map of the distribution of your customers.
Yeah, so
according to the areas.
according to the areas like where the customer is located right now. So he can tell that the customer is located in Surrey, this many customers are in Surrey, this many are in Delta, and these many are in Vancouver. So according to that, he has multiple drivers. So he can send multiple drivers to different cities. So for Surrey, he can assign one single driver that will move to that locations. And for Vancouver, he can have one single driver that can move to all the Vancouver areas.
Oh, I see. So this is the current deliveries that are open, and then you have to assign.
It's all the current customers. It's just for visualization.
Okay.
It's not the current deliveries that are open. It's just all the customers that are present with the provider, that he can see that this area has this many customers, and I need to focus on other areas for improving my business or enhancing my.
So that will help business owners to
look for the different areas that are.
So if the tiffin provider is popular mostly in Surrey, but now he wants to grow his business in other parts like New West or Vancouver, then he can use maybe social media or ads to run that to those particular locations. So he'll get an insight of where he will maximize his business growth.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, MealMaster. Next up with Feedwise. So next in Feedwise, you might notice their team is relatively small. They've had so many difficult things happen during their project. They lost 3 team members. And so now there are only 2 designers and 2 developers. Considering that, they've achieved a lot. So go ahead.
No, it's good. Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Feedwise, and we are here to present our application Feedwise, a web application designed for farmers to efficiently manage their cattle feed inventory. It is estimated by the year 2027, the feed industry is going to reach $3.9 billion, marking a surge of 7.7%. Despite these predicted increase, managing feed remains challenging. Traditional systems lack inventory management, data analysis, which causes many complexity and errors. This not only leads to productivity issues, but also huge financial losses. To tackle this, we came up with our solution, Feedwise, a powerful web application that helps in data analysis, inventory management, giving real-time notification alerts. It will help farmers to get informed about the feed that's running out, making it more sustainable for the future generations. Coming to our competitors, we found that Cattle Pro has an amazing data analysis system. On the other hand, Cattle Max has a very refined inventory management, but they both are having certain limitations. Feedwise, on the other hand, handles all these 3 things together by giving a good data analysis report, inventory management, including real-time notifications to keep farmers informed. To dive into this deeper, let's go on to the demo. I'll invite Karthik to start that.
Hello, everyone. So I'm a farmer from Vancouver. I'm using this app for quite a few days. So it's so cool. So after I log in, I can see the dashboard with three charts. The first one is a pie chart which represents the current feed lift. And the second one is the line graph, which represents the purchase history per month. And the third one is the the bar graph, which represents the feed used per month. And I also have the flexibility to filter based on the feed names for this line graph and the bar graph. So let's directly jump into the inventory list. So this is our main page where we can find all the all the feed, which is like the state, the feeds which is newly active and the inactive ones. So as a farmer, I bought a new feed. I need to add it to my inventory list. So I'm clicking on add new feed item. So the new feed item is, let us consider as millets, and the animal types as like bricks, and the feed quantity is like 3,000, and the start date can select today's date, and the vendor name is, I'll select Acacia, and the purchase price 3,000, and I will select the purchase date as 5th and the transaction ID as, and I'm clicking on submit form. So the product tag has been added successfully. So if I go to the inventory list, so I can see the new product has been added. So if I click on it, it's loading. So I can see the all the details of the particular product and the item list. So it is newly, since it is newly added, it is 100%. So if I go to the notifications, the product tag, like we can see the new item is being added into the inventory on the particular date. If I click on the view details, so I can also see the details, which is like millets, and the quantity added is 3,000. So when the item is running low, I can also see the warning, which is in red color. So something like it is running low in 4 days. So if I go to the dashboard, we can see the millet has been added to the pie chart, which is like the active current feed. So that is how the FeedWise app works. So Sandeep will take over to describe the tech stack involved to develop the FeedWise.
Thank you, Karthik. This is our tech stack that we use for the application. And we have selected this tech stack because we wanted our application to be efficient and quick to develop, which would give us optimal results within quick timelines. We have used React for our application because of its componental architecture and also effective state management. We have used Nivo for dynamic data visualization. And we have used Tailwind CSS because of its utility-first approach, where we can use utility classes for responsiveness. And for the backend, we have used Node and Express to work on the server-side operations. And to store the data securely, we have used MongoDB Atlas. And for hosting, we have used Netlify for the front end, because Netlify has automatic deployment feature. And also, we have bought the domain, like Netlify has the feature to buy a domain as well. So we bought the domain from Netlify. And for the backend, we have used Railway. For the project management, we have used Jira and Slack for the communication. And for the version controlling purpose, we have used Git. And for the design part, we have used Adobe Creative Suite and Figma. And now I invite Rahul to discuss on branding.
As our target users are farmers, we want our brand to be a fusion of style and functionality. So we made our logo with simple shapes and along with a circular backdrop, giving a resemblance of a bull's head, which is easy to recognize. And for the color palette, we have chosen a light background with dark colors to better clarity and readability. And for the primary color, we are going with green to give the users a natural sense of vegetation. Our typography choice is Roboto because of its modern look as well as availability on different platforms. And our interface contains many icons, helps users recognize the touch points rather than recall them. And for the buttons, we have used round edge corners to give a modern look and smooth flow. Our future features, we're going to concentrate on cattle management along with feed management and embed our product with Internet of Things like cattle tag which cattle have, giving us more data for better predictive analysis. This is our business model. It ranges from basic plan to premium plan, depending upon how many active farms do you have on your farm, animals do you have on a farm, and our best yield is the standard plan for animals which between 100 and 500. These are the talents involved in Feedwise. We have Gurpreet as our product manager and she's a designer as well. I myself as a design lead, Sandeep is a dev lead, and Karthik is a developer, and Mandeep is a design lead as well. And feel free to scan the QR code and try out our app. And we would like to connect with you on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have two questions. Can you bring up the dashboard, please? So you have this current feed left. So this will help the farmer to decide whether they should provide for more feed or not, right?
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
So how is consumption calculated? How do you know how much is left?
So it's from the back end. We have been using Node-Cron package. So we are taking all the feed from the inventory, and while user registers, he will enter cattle details where he will add count of the cattle and also the average feed that they eat, so that you can see in the account. So here the number of cattle and average feed that the animal eats. So in that way, how we are doing is we are taking the entire feed and like from the we are taking this entire feed and we will calculate how much feed the entire count of that cattle type eats. We are just subtracting that using the cron job. So every day this job runs and we keep subtracting the feed item. And from last 5 days onwards, it will start notifying to the user that this is how it works in the notification. So like the rice ball inventory is running low in 3 days, 4 days, in that way.
Okay, so you were able to calculate how many days are left for each kind of feed, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Would it be possible to show them in the dashboard the number of days left?
Yeah,
She's
it could
reading
be.
my stuff. I don't know how she got it. Great question.
Yes, because then I could immediately take action, right? If I know that I just have 10 days left or 2 days left, right in the dashboard, I could take decisions more quickly.
Actually, we wanted to implement here in the right side of the notifications where you will see the count of the notifications. So when the user logs in right away, he can see the count of notifications, new notifications. So he will know that, okay, I got this notification. So when he opens that, he can see the notifications. But due to, because we are only 2 developers, we couldn't work on that feature. But that was the plan for this notification to show the remaining feed for the user.
Yeah, I
As
understand. The notification will notify me that I'm running low, but sometimes I can take action before I reach that point. So the dashboard could give me this information right away.
Sure, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go first, So only 2 of you on the developer side, and you're able to build all this. So great job. You actually just mentioned that you also had a way to run automated jobs. In the background, you didn't mention anything on the tech stack. What did you use for the automated jobs? What did you implement?
It was just a Node.js package, Node-Cron.
Oh, okay. It's Node-Cron. I see.
So I don't want to involve that in this.
Right.
Yeah, it played a major role.
Okay.
But again, it's just a part of Node.js. So I have only listed the main ones.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, guys. And Tomoko just told us about the state behind your group, and as I saw, like just 2 developers doing this. Great work. Great work. Can you please bring up your dashboard quickly? like I said, it looked like Marcia was reading off my notes in terms of the notification aspect. You know, it's almost standard practice now when you go into a web application that you do not have your notifications on the left side of the panel. You have it on the top right corner. Because everyone, it's like standard practice in all web applications, you're drawn to the top right corner. You have that bell there that just shows the indicator like, oh, this is it. And also another thing as well that you might work considering into your feedwise is push notifications, desktop push notifications. So when you're creating a feed, so take me through creating a new feed quickly. And I just want to give you the input. I want to just tap on your add new feed item. So when you're adding the feed, there could be a place that says notify me when feed level reaches XYZ. So as soon as the feed reaches that level, it auto notifies you without having to manually do it all the time. So in that way, you design for that aspect. And whenever the business owner lands on the dashboard, the first pop-up they see, without having to manually go into notifications, is that this feed is running low. It pops up. And that triggers the action to either take an action right away, which is what Marcia was saying, or just like, oh, notify me later. So in that way, you can do that. Now go onto your dashboard quickly again. One more. So the current feed left and the feed used in the month seems to be the same thing. You can merge that together. If you think about it, current feed left, feed used in the month, then you can now toggle that what is left, and that pie chart shows you, because there seems to be the same chart, but just given to us in a different way. But having said that, it's I like you need to think more about your accessibility issues, because I couldn't see the color of the text on the chart, because you're using a dark text on a dark background. So you could have inverted that to a white, and the space on your next panel seems to be too much, but you guys did a very good job in what's the amount of size of your team, and great work for that. So thank you.
Thank you.
So we have our last team.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kim. I'm one of the members of Zodiac, and we proudly made Lumiere. Lumiere is an inventory management web application specifically for salons where we want to focus on small salon business owners to streamline their inventory management process. So the opportunity for us was that, according to research, the beauty industry throws away 10% of beauty products every year, and which costs them a lot of money, and this is because of products being damaged and perished. On a positive note, there are 635 beauty salons across Canada, and the beauty salon industry is booming, with reports that it has a $9.5 billion annual revenue, and it's continually growing by 0.7% each year. We were also able to interview salon employees. They shared their problems, that they still use pen and paper, they monitor internal usage manually, they lack analysis in inventory and sales, and they manually stock check expiry, which leads them to lack of control and product wastage. This is where Lumiere comes in and automate those problems, from optimizing their inventory to enhancing their efficiency, reducing their costs, and having data-driven decision-making. With that, we have focused with these features: barcode scanning, product analytics and reporting for their inventory, expiration tracking and reminders for their products and the products that they opened, and a low stock reminder. We've noticed that we're not the only ones in this industry, so we've found these competitors, and what sets us apart from them is that not all of them have barcode scanning and expiration tracking for their expirations and low stock reminder. So to give you more of a better understanding, we will have a demo of it.
Okay, so now let's look at our fully responsive application. So let's say I work at a beauty salon and I just got a shipment of products, and I want to add these products to our inventory. So after login, I get prompted with the quick scan page. So just scan the barcode of the product. And search, and I see that I already have this product on our internal use inventory. I'll just add some for the retail part. And it pulls automatically all the information. I'll just include the stock number, let's say 10 products. And I will also set a low stock alert for when the product is below 5 units, and an expiration reminder when the expiry date is 5 days away. And then I'll register. Great, and I can see a summary of the information I included. So let's say now that I'm doing well in life and I have my own salon, and then I'm going to a meeting. So to prepare, I'll just take a look at our dashboard. And here I can see an overview of how my business is doing. And I can see the sales, the internal, my top 10 products. Okay, great. So now let's say I just arrived at the office, so I just switched to my desktop. Okay, now with the dashboard view, I can keep looking at my dashboard with a more wide view. Let's just see if I have any notifications there at the top. And I see, oh, I have a low stock on the battery restore. So let's just see, oh, I have a stock of 0, so I know I have to include this product in my next purchase. Let's just go and check other things in the inventory. From here, I can search by inventory type, category, I can sort by brand, and I can check status. So let's look at products that are expired. And I see I don't want to use expired products on my clients, so I just report this product as wasted, or just delete the product from the inventory and confirm. And from here also, let's just filter by in-stock products and check out these products for use inside the store. So let's check out one product for a training purpose, and the open date is today, and set an expiration reminder for when the product is 10 days away from expiry. And then let's proceed. Okay, let's go to my analytics page. Okay, from here I can see first an overview of all my products and the categories at the right, and I can also filter by category. And then I get prompted with a list of products specific to that category and how many products I have and what's the percentage relative to the total products. Here also I can filter by date, so for a month and 1 year. And at the top, I have options also to see my top trend products. And I get prompted with a list and some images, and to check my product wasted by category also. So I see how many products I wasted for each category and how that relates to the total. And from that, I can export that report also. And save. And great, I'm ready for my meeting. Thank you.
For the branding of Lumiere, it originated from the French word which means lights, and we also got the inspiration from a character in Beauty and the Beast, the candelabra, named Lumiere, where he also manages the castle. So with that also, for the three colors of our logo, yellow, orange, and blue, it represents the colors of the flame. And for our UI, the icons were made from scratch, so we wanted something that is relatable and easy to be recognized by the users. And at the same time, for the overall feel, we want to enhance the user friendliness and how will other users recognize what to do on each web page. So to give you more a better understanding will be how we built the app.
Lumere is built using a robust tech stack. We opted for MERN stack as it enables faster application development, and we wanted to expand our knowledge and expertise in modern web technologies. To enhance user convenience, we integrated with 𝐶𝐿, which is a powerful library to scan QR codes. For image storage, we used Firebase, and we used a variety of design tools like Figma, InDesign, and Illustrator to brainstorm, prototype, and perfect the visual elements of our platform. And for user authentication, we use JWT. The hosting is done on Netlify for the front end, and it's done on AWS for the back end, benefiting from its strong infrastructure and service for management and hosting. Moving on to the business model. So we offer a 30 days free trial for our users so that they can have a look at our features before they commit. And following the free trial, we have set the pricing for the small businesses at $39 per month, which offers up to 2,000 items and then 4 user licenses. And for larger businesses, it is set at $79 per month for up to 10,000 items and up to 10 user licenses. With this, I'll hand over to Kim for the next part.
So I would like to introduce my amazing team, starting with the designers who built and envisioned the look for Lumiere. We have Adrian, Nam, Celine, and me, Kim. And for the developers who made Lumiere come to life, we have Harleen, Paing, Bea, and Greshma. Again, we're Zodiac, the creators of Lumiere. Feel free to scan the QR code on the screen. Thank you for listening.
Okay. The barcode scanning, where did the data come from? When you scan, when you scan a product, right? Where did you get the data?
We directly read from the barcode.
Yeah, but where are the images and stuff?
Stored in the MongoDB.
No, what I mean is
𝐶𝐿 library, we are using 𝐶𝐿 library for the scan QR code.
Sorry. The first time.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We include all the information manually.
Okay. It's manual the first time you scan.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Thanks.
Okay. Because we want to shorten the demo. That's why we
absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I was just telling Jason, you guys represent your project because you all just look fashionista and fabulously looking. So thank you for that. Could you just quickly bring up your dashboard quickly? Because I enjoyed your presentation and everything. And there are a couple of notes that I kind of put in there is that most especially if you go into the table when you have your inventory, right? Because you deal with a lot of products, right? And having to go into each product individually to do any edit is a lot of work. So one thing I would suggest is that, have you thought about a bulk edit situation in which you can select multiple items and bulk edit at the same time rather than having to do it individually? And one way in which you can achieve the bulk edit is by putting a checkbox just by the side of the menu, select all. Because if you want to delete like 500 products, you have to do it 500 times, but you do not want to do that, right? And also for the branding, if you click on your branding drop down, you have ascending and descending. Why? You could have just done an inline sorting in which you click on the brand name and it just ascends and descends. So because when I click on branding, I was thinking I was going to say the brand names, not the sorting aspect and all that. But having said that, those are just little areas, like I always say, that make you stand out as a designer because you think things through. And in terms of that, I love your logo, I love your color palette, but I'm curious to see and know, how does the quick scanning work on desktop?
Sorry. Okay, let me scan this.
So your camera on your computer will recognize the code? Because I tried doing that at home, it didn't work for me. Yeah, it didn't work. But another thing that I know about inventory is that there might be some companies that have like an handheld scanner, a device. They plug into their PC, you press quick scanner, you can do boop, 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 and go like that, as opposed to carrying a big box in front of your computer. So, yeah.
That's why we try with mobile, more stable.
Yeah. Oh, it works. I guess I wasn't patient enough at home then. Yeah, but besides that, thank you for walking us through your hard work, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you, team. Great presentation. So one of the greatest aspects of your product is that you are going to avoid waste, right? That is one of the biggest issues that this industry faces. So I was wondering how you determine the waste. Once the product got expired, it goes to waste automatically?
Not automatically, they can manually put it.
You have to command that? Awesome. And also the opened product?
Yeah, we have two, actually we have two expiry. One is the totally product expiry, but the one is one as salon, we already open. When they start using, there is an open start date, yeah, shelf life date.
Right. Yeah. And so when that period passes, you automatically put to waste, or the user also has to put them to waste? And can I see the checkout functionality? So when you, sorry, maybe it's my misunderstanding. So a salon can either consume that product or sell it,
yeah.
right?
We have two inventory types. One is for in-store use, and then one is for retail.
Oh, it's a separate inventory. Okay. So when you guess the top seller, the top trending products,
it's from retail.
Only the retail?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then, can you show the waste screen? So what I see here are the categories of products and how much of that has gone to waste in terms of quantity.
This one is already wasted. This one is wasted.
Right. And the red, it represents what? Quantities of units?
Total product with the wastage.
Okay.
Total product and the wastage of the quantity.
Are you able to also represent how much of that represents in terms of value? How much I wasted? How many dollars were wasted?
Oh, okay. By venue. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but for now we don't have it. Yeah, we will put it.
Yeah, it would be great to have this information since you already have the quantity. It would be easy to calculate the value as well. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lumiere. And thank you, everybody. So lunch is there. I know you can't wait, but if you did not present, please make sure to vote your favorite. We only gave out papers to those who are here from the beginning, because it's not fair if you came in like 10 minutes ago, you can only vote for Lumiere, right? So, but if you were here from the beginning and you don't have the piece of paper, please ask Mary. There are pencils if you don't have writing anything to write with. I will put up the logos of all the teams so that you can remember all the teams. Right, thank you so much, everybody. Let's give a hand to all the presenting teams and hardworking students. Enjoy your lunch. Ours will be announced in 30 minutes.